I am so excited to present to you the new number 5 Leave-In Moisturize and Mend Leave-In Conditioner. So I'm going to walk you through this product. I'm going to talk about all the benefits, of course, but then at the end, I'm really going to share the difference between this product and some of the other products within the portfolio that might seem a little similar. So you're going to leave really comfortable with not only number 5 leave-in, but also how to talk to your stylist about the differences. So please come off mute if you have any questions. Especially towards the end, I want to make sure we have some time for that, but that is my goal for you today. So number 5 leave-in is going to moisturize, repair, and
Checked out.
was there a question? Okay, so number 5 leave-in is going to moisturize, repair, and seal split ends. So it's the only leave-in conditioner that is going to work to instantly and continuously repair and provide that multi-level repair. So we'll talk about what that means, but it's going to really create that optimum hair condition from cuticle to cortex. So it goes deep inside the hair. It doesn't just sit on the outside of the hair. It doesn't just sit on the surface. It of course has the bond building technology, which is patented to Olaplex, and a high adhesion sealing complex, which is new. So that's one of the ingredients that makes this unique that we're going to dig into. So this product is not only going to repair and mend existing split ends, but also really address future damage. So you're going to see moisturize and nourishment on the hair. You're going to see that split end mending that I keep mentioning. It's going to help to protect against damage, providing that multi-level repair from cortex to cuticle. So in terms of clinical claims, we want to make sure you guys all feel comfortable really talking to your stylist about this product. So I absolutely love the imagery here. This is a microscopic image of a split end in the hair, both before number 5 leave-in and then after number 5 leave-in. So you see that cuticle has been it has that high adhesion technology to really close it shut so it doesn't continue to split. So I want to start by saying when it comes to split ends, as stylists, when you talk to stylists, they all know that really the only way to totally correct a split end is by getting a haircut, right? But with number 5 leave-in, the technology works to really seal those two ends shut, repairing the hair, and really it deposits these like fiber-like particles that almost glue it shut. So you're getting actual repair to the hair, but you're also getting that fiber-like product that is gluing the two ends shut to prevent it from continuing to split. So that's really what's happening to the hair. After just one use, you see 12 times more moisture. 88% saw split end sealing. 81% saw reduced in breakage, and then it strengthens hair by 5 times. As a consumer, after just one use, 95% said that their hair felt smoother, 91% said their hair felt softer, and after 2 weeks, because again, it's continuous repair every time you use it, after 2 weeks, 92% said their hair felt and had a healthy looking shine, and 89% said their hair felt less damaged. So I think those are really strong clinical claims. Feel free to take a screenshot here if you want to share it. But I think these are really strong clinical claims to really understand exactly what number 5 leave-in does. In terms of the technologies, this has a hydramino replenishing blend. So this is going to work to provide the hydration to the hair. It helps to moisturize, detangle, and then also add shine to the outside of the hair. We're protecting from future damage by providing a shield. So it's going to repair the hair and prevent mechanical damage from styling and then also heat. So you're going to get 450-degree heat protection. It of course contains the bond building technology of bis-aminopropyl diglycol dimaleate. So that is in there to help to rebuild those disulfide bonds, strengthening it in that way as well. And then the high adhesion sealing complex. Remember, that is those fibers that are going to work to take those two ends of the split end and then almost glue it shut. So that's going to mend split ends instantly, providing a continuous reparative effect. So this is just a really quick snapshot of exactly what you can see with this product. So it's going to add moisture to the hair. It's going to help to repair the hair and improve overall hair health. And whenever you hear us talk about hair health, think about the qualities of healthy hair versus the qualities of not healthy hair. So think about that shine, think about that soft feeling, think about that detangling effect. You feel like you can get your hands through the hair. The hair feels soft and smooth. It's also helping to, again, split those or mend those split ends, providing continuous repair. It's going to provide smoothing to the hair, detangling, like I mentioned, and then also it's color safe. So it's great for all hair types and anything that has been done to the hair, as well as providing heat protection. So again, just a great little snapshot for overall use. Like most of the products within the portfolio, number 5 leave-in is extremely concentrated. So what I would suggest is 1 to 2 pumps is great for most hair types, especially considering most heads of hair have a higher density and also a longer length. That said, for any sort of client or stylist or yourselves as you try it, if you have a shorter hair length or less hair, obviously you would probably want to use less. So what I would suggest to you or that hair type is to start with half a pump. It is in this vacuum seal pump as a pump actuator, so you can easily just take a half a pump. That is a half a pump. My hair right now is really moisturized because of everything I've been doing to it. So I really don't need much at all. Even with my length, even with my density, a half a pump for this is plenty, whether it's damp. And then I actually, right before this, used a little less than half a pump, so a pretty small amount, emulsified it in my hands and applied it to dry hair. So technically speaking, you want to apply this to clean, damp hair before anything else. So even if you're using number 9, which we usually suggest going on the hair first, you're actually going to start with number 5 leave-in first. So apply that to the hair. Again, if you want to start with a half a pump, all the way up to 2 pumps, depending on the length, depending on the density, emulsify it, work it through the hair. You can always add more product as needed, but we always want to start with a little and then add more. And then you can add more product even if it is another product. So you could add, in some cases, number 6, in some cases, number 7, in some cases, even another product from another brand. And we'll talk about the breakdown between the Olaplex products and what might be similar within the portfolio, so you can feel good about that in just a second. So once again, damp hair, but then it does work well on dry ends for, again, starting with a very, very small amount. Next, I want to play a video for you. And now with this video, the sound hopefully will work. So if it doesn't work, it is captioned here so you can see exactly what it's saying. I'll also make this video available on Athena so you can look at that as well. But I'm going to go ahead and play it for you. And then we'll circle back to a couple other products that you can really pair number 5 leave-in with.
Leave-in Moisturize and Mend Leave-in Conditioner. Come with me to transform my client's hair with just 1 use. First, you want to use Olaplex's number 4 shampoo, and then you're going to finish off with using Olaplex's number 5 conditioner. Next, you want to make sure that you apply the leave-in conditioner to clean, damp hair. If your client has medium to coarse hair, you can begin with 2 pumps, and you can always add more as needed. The number 5 leave-in conditioner is a nourishing, moisture-rich gel cream texture, ideal for dry and dehydrated hair. This innovative product revives hair health, leaving it softer, hydrated, and healthier looking. It seals split ends and protects from future damage. As a stylist, it is so important for me to use a safe and color protecting product, as well as a heat protecting product of 450 degrees, and this new leave-in conditioner does just that. Lastly, I always finish off using the Olaplex number 7 bonding oil to accentuate that beautiful shine.
All right. And I do see quite a few questions coming through in the chat, so I will circle back to that, I promise. And one of the questions I saw was cocktailing, and cocktailing versus layering. It really depends on personal preference. Like there are some times where I might layer in a little number 7 or cocktail in a little number 7, but I personally prefer layering versus cocktailing because you'll find with this product, you're getting a lot of slip with it. You're getting a lot of moisture. It feels great. So I like to add that to the hair first because if you add, again, for example, number 7 to it, emulsify that together as a true cocktail, you might, it might just be a little bit too much. So it's a little bit easier to control when you layer. In terms of pairing, here are some really good suggestions, again, depending on what the desired end result is, but it always is going to work great with number 4 and number 5 as your cleansing condition. And then we recommend, again, right after the shampoo bowl, if it's in the salon or as a client using it at home, right after they get out of the shower, apply number 5 leave-in, detangle, of course. They can blow dry and style, and then finish with number 7. So in this case, finishing with number 7 is going to add shine at the end, maybe break up any style that was created, whether it's with curls or just air drying or blow drying, diffusing, depending on the hair type. Again, number 7 is weightless. It's going to add a lot of shine and softness, but it doesn't weigh down the hair. So again, this is all based on cocktailing. And then it also works if you want to add in number 9. So when it comes to incorporating number 9, like I mentioned, we do recommend using number 5, then number 9, and then finishing with number 7. So for this hair type, it would be especially on the drier side, but curly hair is amazing with number 9. Hopefully you guys have all seen that already. And if you haven't, or if you have, comment in the chat. If you're excited about it, comment in the chat. But number 9 is amazing for curly hair. We also know with curly hair, what does curly hair need? Moisture. So again, number 9 and number 5 leave-in are amazing for curly hair. And then number 7 finishing at the end or using number 7 day 2 on curly hair is also great. Depending on that hair type, maybe it's the ends that kind of need to be regrouped a little bit. Number 5 is actually going to be great on that curly hair. Number 5, compared to other products, again, if you would feel it, I wish you could feel it on the screen over the camera, but I'm going to do my best here. So if you feel it, it does have, again, a little bit of that like slick, almost like a gel cream consistency, if you can think about that. So it's almost thinner, but it adds more slip than number 6. So it's a really nice, really slippery formula that works great on really any hair type as long as you're using the correct amount. Then moving into another hair type that would do great. This is more of a medium texture. You can see in the before image, her hair definitely has a little bit of dryness, especially on the ends. So in this case, she's looking to get some volume, looking to get a nice blowout. So they used 4 and 5, started to cleanse and condition with 4 and 5, and then applied number 5 leave-in, and then followed with volumizing blow dry mist to get that style. So to create a really nice blowout, you're going to get some thermal protection with number 5 leave-in and volume blow dry mist. And then they finished with number 7 after styling. So those are some great options for, again, pairing number 5 leave-in with other products within the portfolio. Again, depending on the hair type, there's lots of combinations that would work really, really well together. But I wanted to, like I promised in the beginning, make sure you feel comfortable with the difference between number 8, number 5 leave-in, and number 6. All 3 products are going to help to add moisture to the hair. They're going to add hydration to the hair, but there are some distinct differences for when to use them. And in some cases, you could use them together, but in other cases, a stylist or yourself is going to make a recommendation to the stylist to use them definitely at different times, but for just different purposes. So number 8, Bond Intense Moisture Mask. Just as a reminder, is going to be your at-home treatment product. So this isn't a product that's used in salon. It's only recommended for clients to use at home because in salon, stylists, of course, have the 4-in-1. So at home, a client is going to use number 8 Bond Intense Moisture Mask to add, of course, deep moisture to the hair. So this is something they're going to use after cleansing the hair with number 4. They're going to apply it to the hair, leave it on 10 minutes, and then rinse out. So this is the rinse me out product. So that's a really cute, like quick little tagline to remember. Number 8, rinse me out. It's a treatment, but it's gonna, again, replenish dry, dehydrated strands, but in the shower. Whereas number 5 leave-in is gonna help with split ends. Yes, it's gonna add moisture, but it's gonna really help with those split ends, and it's a leave me in. It's gonna hydrate, mend, and protect from future damage. So this is an out of the shower styler. It's going to add that moisture, add that slip to the hair, and again, seal those split ends. Whereas number 6 is going to add, again, a little bit of moisture, not quite as much as number 5 leave-in, but it's really going to help with frizz. One of the big purposes or the biggest reasons you're going to use number 6 is to help fight frizz up to 72 hours. So with number 6, it's a style with me. So again, you're using it out of the shower. But in a lot of cases, you might choose number 5 leave-in or number 6, not necessarily using them both, although there are circumstances where I would. So let's talk about why I would use one over the other. Once again, number 5 leave-in is going to add a lot of moisture to the hair, softness, but especially seal those split ends. Whereas number 6 is a product you would recommend if somebody is really fighting a lot of frizz. This product has also a creamy consistency, but it's not as, doesn't add as much slip as you would get with number 5 leave-in. I feel like absorbs into the hair more actually. So you don't feel it quite as much. So if someone really needs a lot of hydration, again, I would go to number 5 leave-in. If someone needs a lot of frizz protection, number 6 Bond Smoother. When I would use them both is if somebody still has a lot of frizz, maybe they're extremely dry, I might use number 5 leave-in, followed by number 6, but focus number 6 right at the ends, and then taking a little tiny bit of leftovers and then working that on the top of the head just to get some flyaways to tame them down. But I would not, go in heavily with either one at the scalp, that's for sure. So those are some instances. Again, I would use one over the other and then sometimes both. Number 8 can be used with both products, of course, because that's the treatment that we recommend on average about once a week. In some cases, a client might need it more than once a week, especially in the winter. Especially curly hair in the winter. But yeah, those are some suggestions. I'm going to dig into all these questions here. And Dana, if you want to call anything out, feel free to come off mute. Let's see here.
Yep. So Rose, I'm seeing some fantastic questions here in the chat. So team, we definitely have some differences here, right? So your number 6 Bond Smoother that is going to be for that frizz control, it's not going to be for every single customer per se, right? So that's going to be that thicker hair. It's going to be that curly girl. It's going to be a curly person. But anywhere where you're having like a frizz situation, and then they're going to edit the amount that they use based on how much their hair they have. And then the number 9, that's going to be your serum. Serums, the smoothers, always a little bit different. That one is going to protect your hair, and that has got the heat protection in it that goes up to 450 degrees. So, and then 3 and 8. So 3 is our treatment for bonding, correct? And then 8 is our moisture mask. So if you've been around with Olaplex for a long time, then you remember before 8 existed, they were recommending other brands' hair masks. Now that they have their own beautiful moisture mask, we recommend number 8 to go along with all of the bonding that is happening within the Olaplex line. Rose, do you have anything else to add to that?
No, I think that was great. I see a lot of what's the difference between number 9 and number 6. Again, number 9, again, you just said beautifully, a serum feels different than a cream, that's for sure. Number 9, you don't feel it in the hair. You're going to get the benefits of it, but in my opinion, you truly do not feel it. It like disappears. You're just left with the benefit of it. Whereas the difference between number 3 and number 8, that's a really good question. Number 3 is your bond repair that your client is going to use at home. So again, number 3 and number 8, both used at home, not in salon. But number 3 is focusing on bond repair. Number 8 is focused on moisture. Yes, we have lots of products online. Does washing neutralize and dissolve that adhesion? That's a really good question. So yes, we do recommend to continuously use the product because it's not that it just all washes off instantly by any means. It's not that it is a shampoo soluble product, but the adhesion actually stays throughout that shampoo. But the act of continuing to use it is going to continue to keep it closed, keep it repaired, and also add more repair. So that's why it is recommended to continue to use it. It is shampoo soluble, as in it's not going to build up, but it's not, the fibers are not all of a sudden the hair is not going to all of a sudden split apart just after one shampoo, if that clarifies it. There's no protein in number 5. Is number 8 safe for Brazilian blowouts and keratin treatments? Yes. You can use number 5 daily or weekly. I would recommend using it every time you shampoo the hair. So whether that's on a daily basis or however often it's shampooed, you can also use it on the ends on dry hair. But again, I emphasize like a little tiny amount. It does have a lot of slip to it. You do feel it instantly when you put it in the hair, so you don't want to overuse it. And then the split end mender, again, it's those fibers that help to keep it together. I think I got most of the questions. Does number 6 have heat protection? That's a good question. And actually, we did do additional testing. Number 6 does have heat protection in it up to 450 degrees. So yes, you just don't see it actually called out on material. It's safe to use every day. And yes, it's celiac safe. The product slides will be available in Athena right after this. Is it safe to use on extensions? Absolutely. It's amazing for extensions. It will be very, very good for extensions. I think I got most of them. Dana, is there anything else?
No, we did get a question, which we always do, about sampling. There's no sampling planned at this time, team. We want to make sure we get adequate inventory for sell-through, but we will circle back and give you some updates once we have them.
Perfect. All right.
Okay. All right, teams, let's talk about, I'm going to stop the recording. Let's talk about Olaplex. Can I get some heart emojis for all of you that have been here since the beginning? We launched Olaplex on the impulse display, and let's go ahead. Rose, can you take the presentation down? Let's talk about 1 and 2.
Give me 1 second.
All righty. So let's talk about 1 and 2, team. This was the money makers. This is what started Olaplex and started the journey at Cosmoprof. So if you know, you know. Not only can Olaplex be mixed into your chemical treatments at the back bar and doing a pro service, but what is the other way that Olaplex can be used that is outside? And this is 1 and 2. How else can Olaplex be used as a service that a pro would drive and create revenue with? Using 1 and 2. I'm going to check the chat. Somebody tell me. Who's got it? Standalone 7552. 7552. That's it. Standalone service team. So Olaplex number 1 would be mixed into a spray bottle. So think like that fantastic Mr. bottle that we have in our stores right now. And it is mixed. I believe it is 1 to 3 is the ratio. Rose, is that correct? I haven't seen the directions in a bit.
I'll put
Yes.
it in the chat, but it's a half
Okay.
ounce to 3
Yeah.
ounces in a toner bottle.
A toner bottle, perfect.
Yeah.
So standalone treatment team. So when we originally launched Olaplex, I cannot tell you how many of my friends that, and I've lived across the country, reached out to me and said, Dana, how do I get an Olaplex standalone treatment? And I literally had to go on the Olaplex salon locator, find a salon in their market, and send them to that salon to get their standalone treatment. Standalone treatments are going to be critical and essential for healthy hair for people that are not coloring their hair, but they're still beating it up with tools. They're going swimming, they're in the sun, they're doing God knows what to their hair, but no chemicals. And they need for that strength to be there and to be added to it. So remind your customers about not only can they put Olaplex 1 and 2 in their chemicals, but remind them about the standalone. So we haven't talked about that in quite some time. And I know a lot of customers out in the world, in the retail world, think that they can recreate the salon in their homes. They can't. A pro treatment of 1 and 2 is a pro treatment of 1 and 2, and there is nothing else like it. So just wanted to chat with you all on that. Let's see. Will number 1 and number 2 ever be sold separately? Customers ask all the time. So 1 and 1 has to go with 2. So if your customers are using their 2 correctly, they should be using up their 2 when they are using up as they're using up their 1. Because they should be saturating the hair with number 2 at the back bar. A little bit of number 1 and getting that number 2 all over that hair at the back bar. And the packets are part of the Black Friday sale. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Quincy, Illinois, for that. So if your customers haven't done a 1 and 2 in a long time, maybe they've never tried Olaplex. Remember, team, we have 2.5 years of pros at 2020 to 2022. They didn't go to hair shows. They missed out on all that education that everybody else before them was able to get at a live in-person hair show. And then they started to attend our virtual shows. Or maybe they haven't attended them yet. What do they truly know about Olaplex? Because TikTok's not it. So, oh, look at all this. Oh, look at this. Overachiever. I love it, Rose. Thank you so much for putting the standalone in the chat. So teams, take a few minutes, read the back of the packet. Also, if you haven't done the Olaplex certification yet, please take time. I know you're all busy. We get it. But take time and plan for your teams to take that Olaplex certification so that they are ready to go with the knowledge straight from Olaplex. We'll also be adding some fantastic social media assets to the Olaplex Toolkit folder for all of you to use. So stay tuned. They're working on some assets they have ready right now. And then there's going to be more to come with a fast follow-up. How many of you follow Tracy Cunningham? She is the newest spokesperson for Olaplex and just so happens to be a spokesperson for Ola Schwarzkopf as well. So it's a double win for Cosmoprof. So if you're not following Tracy Cunningham right now, please start following her from your store page and you can share her tips and tricks on Olaplex. She is a firm believer, I know, in the 3, 4, and 5 as sent home for the customer. Rose, anything else to add?
Tracy is extremely passionate. She's been around actually since she tested the product before it was even like out. So she loves the product, uses it literally all the time. I will give you the, what I love is her passion, but if you will find some suggestions that aren't quite what we have in our directions. Just know that she does explain why she's doing it, but just so you know, if your stylist comes in and says, hey, Tracy said this, or if you see Tracy says this, that's amazing. It works really, really well. But we did try to make everything more simple in our manual, which is why you'll see maybe some differing things in our manual. Just calling that out.
And you know what? That's a true artist, right? In this industry, yep. They're scientists. Yep. They are. They're mixing chemicals. They've learned the color wheel, and they're learning how they learn the rules so they can learn how to break the rules, and that is as old as time. So yep. Wonderful. Oh, that's a great tip, Rose. Also, the standalone treatment lasts 2 weeks pre-mixed as long as it's in an airtight container. That is great to know. So no waste. All right, so we're going to put the Olaplex certification and Tracy's Instagram in the Olaplex deck, and then we'll share that out with everybody in Toolkit. It'll be in the November folder, December folder, and it'll be on the Olaplex in their Toolkit folder on Athena. So, all right. Team, you have been fantastic today. Thank you so much for all the interaction. I love this. You all, I've said it once, I'll say it again, I'll say it all the time, world class. And I am always and forever a raving fan. Thank you for all you do. And thank you for bringing some excitement around the newest Olaplex launch. Thank you, Rose. Appreciate you.
Thank you guys.